Hey, what's up? It's Ajax. We're about to do a RCA replacement on this black 1200, so let's get to work. First step, let's grab the cable over here. Okay, now that it's taken apart, here's what we need for the inside job. We need some wire strippers, a little wire cutter, Phillips head screwdriver, and of course, the Fresh 1200s do-it-yourself RCA repair kit. Let's get this thing open. On the outside, I will use the drill, but on the inside, I use only a hand screwdriver. You don't want to put too much torque on it. And then so to open this little piece, you slide a little flathead inside there to release this lock clip. Pull this off. And then we pop these last two screws. And we are where we need to be. So what we have to do is remove those 4 tone arm wires, remove this whole board, and then replace it with the new one that comes with the kit. So first we're going to grab the soldering iron. And just remove all of these, starting from the bottom. So this one, we're going to be not doing the internal ground. So we're not going to cut off the ground wire all the way because we need to attach the new ground wire to it. So we're going to give it a little snip, like a 1/2 inch. Right there. So now we remove this insulation. And while we're in here, we just check these 2 tone arm screws here, just to make sure the tone arm is tight. And that's all good. All right. So now we join this up. So we connect this new ground wire to the old one. And now that that's done, we'll solder that to make sure it's not going to go anywhere. It's nice and soldered. Cut off that excess. Be careful because that will be hot. And now we can put this board in place. Little pro tip, this screwdriver that I use on the inside, it's a $2 screwdriver from Harbor Freight, and it's already magnetized. Despite being so cheap, it's one of my favorite manual screwdrivers to use. Now here's a little step I like to do. We add a little flux, just a little bit, to ensure a good connection. Make sure the solder sticks properly. I use a flux pen, it's a liquid flux. And then we just put these tone arm wires back into place in the same order, or the reverse order. So it's black. In order, it's going to be black, green, red, white, and blue. This is the part that you got to be really careful with. You don't burn yourself. You don't burn the board. And give each one a little tug just to make sure it's on there properly. Now the third one, we go to the red. Get that blue one out of the way. And the last one. And all the tone arm wires are done. Black, green, red, white, blue. And we can put it back together. So you slide the ground wire through, slide one, slide the next one, push the cable all the way through. And you just curve the wire a little bit so it goes through the right way. And these two little clips on the sides right here, they have like these little notches. And again, this part you do it with hand, so you're not going to, these screws can strip or even break, so you don't want to go too crazy on the tightening. That's why I prefer to do these by hand. And let's grab this. This one's a little tricky, this part. So I personally like to cut a little notch. These cables are great and they don't really need this, but it just kind of makes it fit a little bit better. So I like to cut a little notch right here. Let's get the wire cutters for that. Even if you're not using one of my kits, sometimes the RCA cable that you use will be a little bit too thick. So cutting that little notch right there makes the cable fit a little bit easier. Even though I think my cables fit really, really great. You put this part back on top, and it should pretty much snap into place. And then once you pop the screws in, it clamps down and it's completely secure. And if you pull on this, it's not going to damage anything on the inside. All right, that's about it. Thanks for watching. We're going to close this thing up. You don't need to see that. So you can buy these RCA replacement kits on my online store at fresh1200s.club, or check, there's a link in the bio somewhere. It'll show below. All right, thanks.